Clay Carlino, and I do stuff. And what I've been doing every week, as you know, is doing these live streams and talking about toys. Because, I mean, Friday night, it's time to talk about toys. So, this week, we're going to try something. We're going to try some... I'm pushing my boundaries. I am trying to challenge myself as a human being to get past my predispositions and embrace what's good in life. This week, I'm going to try to talk about good things that came from the Michael Bay live-action Transformer movie toy line.
Just do it!
And that's one thing that was great that came from Michael Bay's live-action Transformers movie. We got Shia LaBeouf.
Nothing is impossible!
Nothing is impossible! Don't let your dreams be dreams! Just do it!
Let your dreams be dreams.
See, he says it better. That's why we love Shia LaBeouf. Kyoji's here! Joy is here! Hey, alright, okay, so, you know what? Let's go ahead and get this party started. Oh, yes, we want to do that, so we'll get our smooth jazz going. Yeah, okay, we feeling good? Oh yeah, that's good. I shouldn't do that anymore. And, this is lo-fi hip-hop beats. Okay, well, it doesn't get too much lower-fi than my live stream. So, a toast to Joy and Kyoji for joining us. Thank you so much, both of you. You know, I would not know what to do if I got on my live streams and I didn't see you guys. So, this is the 1-year anniversary tonight. Play Gloria. So, wait. Blues won the Stanley Cup. Okay, so, the Blues won the Stanley Cup 1 year ago tonight, and their song is Gloria, and if I play that song on my live stream, then I'm going to get a copyright strike against me. I got a copyright, not a copyright strike, but a claim on the live stream where we were talking about Astro Train, because we played that opening clip of Crazy Train with him going and then you get the guitar riffs and everything. So I guess the lesson to be learned is that if I'm going to use somebody's actual music, I need to make my own version. So yeah. You know what? Thank you. That is now Crazy Train. I've decided that that's now Crazy Train. Thank you, BD1. So we've got in celebration of this live-action Transformers-based live stream, we've got a live-action transforming beverage here, and Quentin's here too. Okay, so I'm gonna have to do 3 drinks, and so let's watch this happen. Let's see what happens here. I don't know what's gonna happen. Monica's been inventing drinks. What do we call this drink anyway? Do we have a name for this? Let's wait. What are we? The all drunk? No. The Wit Wiki. Okay, this is a Wit Wiki. Here we go. Ooh. Okay, you know what? I'm digging that. So there we go, and oh, I've got an Allspark. Okay, that. Wow, I took down half of the drink. That's delicious. And so this one is for Kyoji, Joy, and Quentin for being here on this live stream. So thank you. Oh, I lost my Allspark. You know what? The Allspark is always lost.
Wait, I still function.
No, you don't. So.
We now return to the Transformers.
So, yeah, tonight's live stream we are talking about the live-action Michael Bay movie Transformers toys, and when we're gonna try something a little bit different. You know, and this, if it works, then we'll do it in more live streams. But we have chosen a secret word, except it's not really a secret. And whenever I say this word, then I have to drink. And so here, I'm going to show you the word right now, because we're talking about Michael Bay, and we thought, you know, this is a word that could come up often. So there we go. That is the word. And when we hear then I So that's how that's gonna work.
Is it fear or courage that compels you, Fleshman?
That is such a dumb quote. Is it fear or courage that compels you? Is it being full or hunger that makes you eat that hamburger? Is it being well hydrated or extreme thirst that makes you drink that? Is it goodness or badness that makes you do whatever thing you're doing? Oh, Michael Bay is a moron. Fear, courage. Jeez. Oh. This is going to be a rough live stream, ladies and gentlemen. So, so yeah, I'm going to try to say good things that came out of the Michael Bay movie world.
So unwise.
That is truth. So, let's kick this off. You know, I'm gonna start by talking about one of the first characters that we see in the Michael Bay, in the first Michael Bay movie, 2007's live-action Transformers. Notice that I use air quotes for Transformers because, really, these movies aren't. Yo, wait here. I have to toast Kyoji. He said, Michael Bay Transformers movies, this is bad comedy.
Shut up, Grandma!
You be nice to Kyoji. So this is one of the first Transformers that we see in 2007's Michael Bay Big Dumb Robots Blowing Stuff Up movie. And this is actually one of Monica's favorites. You know, it's an interesting toy. It's got goods and it's got bads. So let's talk about some of the goods first off. For one thing, in the movie, you see Blackout. This is Blackout, by the way. His name was almost Incinerator. Was that it? Incinerator or almost Vortex, which I mean, he looks like Vortex. I actually think I would have preferred that he be Vortex, but Michael Bay didn't give a shit about the actual franchise or trying to do something. It's obvious that his opinion was that this was just ripe territory for him to show people how their fandom isn't nearly cool enough without him. God. You know, I'm looking at how this is like 2/3 gone, but he's such a freaking moron. I am going to be really, really inebriated by the end of the... I mean, not necessarily inebriated, because this is just lime orangeade. That's for those of you who are under 21. This is lime orange juice drink. And there's nothing else in it. So, yeah, not inebriated. But, gosh. So, anyway, we got Blackout here, and in the movie, he shows up, and he lands on a military base, and nobody fires on him, even though he's maintained radio silence, and he's blocking their communications, and, whatever. And then, at some point, Scorponok, not the Scorponok we know and love, Bayformers Scorponok, pops out of the back and digs himself into the sand. But that's later in the movie. But you know, this toy has a little Scorponok, you know, just a little molded figure, and it's funny because you put it in upside down. Wait, I'm going to show this on the other camera. So you flip this thing down, and look at that! Scorponok lands on his bottom. Most of the time when I do that, he actually lands the way that he's supposed to. Let's try that again. Let's see if that works. So, you know, there's no launcher or anything like that. You just go like... And see, he lands on his legs. So that is pretty cool. So, and let's go ahead. We're going to take advantage of the fact that we've got Scorponok, and let's just take a look at the little, I guess this is probably maybe a PVC molded figure, or, you know, maybe it's just ABS, something like that. I'm not sure. But we're going to go to the super close, and we're going to look at him. And the detail is okay. It's not great.
You're so cheap.
Yeah, I am. But nonetheless, so we get Scorponok. The detail painting is not really all that well done, but for something that's really just kind of a gimmick, you know, the functional equivalent of a missile, I'm okay with it. I'm okay with this. You know, we could talk about the Scorponok design overall, and maybe in just a bit we will. But you know, for what it does and what it represents, I like the gimmick. And that's one of the things that's actually very cool about this toy is, you know, they didn't have to put that feature in there. But yes, Kyoji, I agree. This is something. So, yeah, I like that feature, and it's kind of cool. And let's look at Blackout. Now, Blackout is a fantastic looking helicopter. He is detailed. Now, it's hard to get his bits to stay where they're supposed to go. You know, he does he has a lot of little parts that just kind of want to come off, but you know, nonetheless, the tolerances are actually pretty tight. He's, you know, he doesn't hold himself, like you can see that the panels don't want to stay together, but nonetheless, this is an impressive vehicle mode. I I mean, truly impressive. It is detailed, it is realistic, and look at this. This is a great feature. There's this little thing on the back, and when you push it, yeah. So, you know, not only do you have this really cool spinning blade action, but in the summertime when it's hot, you've got a fan. Oh, that just feels so good. So, you know, that's that. And this is a good time to bring out the Scorponok toy, the Scorponok Deluxe figure. This is the deluxe Scorponok figure that was released in 2007 to go with the movie. And, you know, for what it is, it's an okay toy. You know, the detail, you know, the paint detail is very nice. I really like the colors. The creature is cool. It's creepy. You've got, you know, all these little legs that you can position a little bit. I wish that there was a joint in here, you know, so that you could like really articulate them, and really all you get is a little bit of wobble from them. But nonetheless, you know, you've got several segments in the tail, so the tail can do things like that. You've got a spinning trident, or a shooting. I think it's a shooting trident. It just strikes. It doesn't pop out, or it's just a strike. So, you know, it's kind of a stabby thing, you know, and that's cool. You know, in some ways, maybe they should do more of that with their shooting weapons, so I don't keep losing the missiles. So that's cool. It also supposedly has this feature where when you roll it across the floor, the blades or the claws spin. And let's go ahead to the other camera view. We'll see if we can get it to spin. You know, we're gonna... Nope, we don't get any spinning. So, you know... So, yeah, I can sort of spin it by spinning the middle with my finger here, but these things, they just don't move. I will say that the tolerance to get that kind of mechanical action to work reliably with a figure where you've got the drive mechanism in the body, and then you've got these appendages which are fully posable. You know, you've got a fully posable shoulder joint here that moves this way and that way, and then you've got an elbow. And
just so you know, I'm a hugger.
And this guy is a hugger. He's not really a hugger. At least I hope he's not a hugger, because I don't really want to hug. Okay, there we go. So, yeah, trying to transfer the motion through all of those joints, through these little tiny gears with these little tiny teeth, and expecting those tolerances to hold up, that is a tall order. And it's hard for me to be overly critical of something that sort of worked, but not very reliably. And Hope is here! Hope! This one's... Everybody say hi to Hope! I feel like I need another drink. That was terrible! I don't know what that was! What was that? Oh, Kazoo! That was Kazoo music. Apparently that's Kazoo music. Royalty-free Kazoo music. Alright. Well, royalty-free Kazoo. I just did drink Hope. I'm already slurring my words. It is 20 minutes past 8. I am about 2/3 done with my Witwiki here.
At the end of this day, one shall stand, one shall fall.
I know which one I am choosing. So, yeah, we've got Scorponok here, and the things are supposed to spin, and they don't. And see, here's something that I respect that they tried to do this. Now, if everything were working when I spun this little peg on the back, then it would spin his claws, but it just doesn't. And so they have this little socket right here, which meshes with that little peg, so you can actually stick Scorponok, full-size Scorponok, onto the bottom here, just like this. And then supposedly, when you go like this, his claws are supposed to spin. But they don't. Yeah, so it's ambitious. Ooh, wow. Am I that affected already? Ambitious. It's ambitious. It is so ambitious. It is. I am just going to talk like this for the rest of the live stream. I don't even know what this is. But then, if I sound like a moron, then you won't know whether it's because of the drink or not. Oh, right. Is that the drinking music? Oh, God. Why are we here? So, yeah, I'll give them points for trying. It doesn't work, but it's an attempt. Now, here I'm going to show you Scorponok in his robot mode. You take the sides of the body and you put them down like this, and then you put the head down, and now he's a robot. He essentially stands up. It's in the movie he didn't have a robot mode, but of course these are at least supposed to be Transformers, so they gave him a transform. Let's take it to the super close. You can tell the enthusiasm.
Good morning, world. Force Captain Scorpio reporting for duty.
Okay, so this is him. Yeah, you know, you can see the claws are cool drilly thingies, but they're not really claws that you can use. Like, you can't put guys in there. You can't grab dudes. Oh, you know what? Wait a minute here. Okay, you know what? There is something else I'm supposed to do. You can open the claws up like that. Wow, that's a lot just for opening his claws. Let's go back to the super close. So, having them open doesn't do anything for the robot design. It's just some zigzaggy, jaggedy metal bits. Yeah. I know I said that we were going to try to like the Michael Bay movie designs, but this is really not we're not starting out strong here. I'm just gonna say it. We're not starting out strong. For what he is, for a representation of the movie, it's a decent toy. But as a Transformer, like, without the shitty live action movie, for context, this does not hold up against any of the other Transformers toys that share its name. I am, yes, it's the Claw. Kyoji says, the Claw. Ooh. So, wait here. We're going to take the Claw and we're going to move him out because he is just not a very good example of a good movie toy. He's lots of zigzaggy stuff. So, let's go back to Blackout. Like I said, Monica loves this toy, and I don't hate this toy. But let's go ahead and transform it. So, once again, great helicopter mode, great spinny action, and let's see, somewhere in here, these things kind of move or something. Somewhere. Ah, there we go. So these things move, and that spreads some of them out a little bit. And then you can do that, and then we open that up like that, and pivot them around like that, and we pivot that around like that, and now we're going to pivot these down. You see these side panels? They just go down like that, and I'm just gonna go with it. So, you've got the legs down here, and they're going to pivot. And see, while you do that, it's going to try and rotate the head around automatically. That's part of the automorph gimmick, which was part of this line. They have parts that transform themselves. It was an okay gimmick, but it did add a strange level of complexity to the designs, and I'm not sure that it actually helped the toys, but it was kind of cool. And since the Bay movies were marketed to people that aren't smart enough to transform regular Transformers, I guess they were trying to expand their horizons a little bit. I shouldn't say that. You know what? That's not fair. I'm an asshole. The Bay movies, if you like the Bay movies, it does not mean that you're stupid. It just means that you have terrible taste in movies. So, Monica's giving me no, I'm sorry. They're bad. Okay, it's sort of like every now and then. Now wait a minute. I'm just gonna. This is the end of my internet stardom. It's sort of like when you meet somebody who wants to defend the Star Wars prequels and say, no, they were pretty good. No, I'm sorry. Listen, if you enjoyed them for some reason, then okay. But they were shitty-ass movies. And so were the Bay movies. Shut up, Grandma! Okay, so I guess I'll stop. Oh, Colleen is here! Colleen! Hey, one for Colleen! I need another Witwicky. Well, apparently I don't, but I'm gonna get one. So, anyway, while I was talking, I transformed the feet. You pull the hinges out of this little panel here, and then the panel seats nicely on this notch in the heel, and that gives it some support. And then you rotate it at the waist, just like that. And at this point, the head should be up, unless the gears have come misaligned, which happens often on this toy. Okay, Joy is with me. She says, Phantom Menace, major suckage. So thank you, Joy, for being on my side. There's a little tab. Okay, there's a little tab on the side of the body right here. And there's a little slot inside this panel right there. And you've got to make them line up. But it's hard to get them to line up. The spacing is really weird. So there, you know, I get it to line up like that, and then once you have one lined up, you can get the one on the other side to line up, and then the only thing that we have to do is the arms. You just pull them down like this, and then you have the hand. It flips down, and then you've got this little panel here, which flips up like that, and you can do that. And then we'll do the same thing on the other side. We're going to flip this arm down like that. We're going to flip that panel up and pull it down just like that, and then pull out the hand just like that. And that, oh yeah, you give the arms a little bit of a twist, and then you can bend the elbow, and that is Blackout. And is that right? Is that really how he goes? I don't think that I did that right. I didn't do that quite right. Okay, this panel here. Wait, here. The notch that you have to line up to is on the inside here. So you need to kind of pull this hole back further forward and then get it to connect in. And it's there we go. So there, I got it lined up on the one side, and then once it's lined up, getting the other one to line up is easier. There we go. And then the rest would be the same. And so this is Blackout. And the robot mode is not bad. You know what? Monica was just saying Attack of the Clones is worse. Monica is correct. Attack of the Clones is one of the worst movies ever made in the history of things that have been made on planet Earth. So, I feel like I need a battle droid to hug.
Roger.
So, okay. Anyway, so yeah, his robot mode is not bad. Let's take a look at the face sculpt, shall we? So that is the face sculpt. You know, this is where Michael Bay movie toy designs just shit the bed. I mean, that is... What the hell is that? It's jaggedy. It's a spaghetti face. That's what it is. It is a spaghetti face. I as a human person, I cannot identify with this character's face. He just has... I don't know. You know, I want him to have a something, but that ain't
tired
it.
of staring at this guy's butt.
That's not his butt. That's his face. I know it's hard to tell the difference because it kind of looks like a sphincter. So, so yeah, he does have full posability. You know, he has knee joints, and he has hip joints, and he has elbows and arms and shoulders, and, you know, you can get him into poses like that. He has a lot of back kibble. Just a shit ton of back kibble, and the blades just kind of hanging back here. They're, you know, what do you do with them? And yeah, it's probably because of the mechanism and all the gears and everything. You know, you can do this, and also because these pivot at these joints, a lot of times they'll kind of fold up when you're spinning it. So let's do that, and you know, there. You know what? He's almost better just leaving these like this. I don't know. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff hanging off of him. I do like that these sort of look like guns here. So, I included Blackout mostly because Monica likes him. So, let's put Blackout aside, and... You're welcome. I don't hate him, but, you know, that's all I've got. So... No, I'm not buying Studio Series Blackout. I'm not buying any of the Studio Series stuff because I don't like the studio designs. No, I'm not buying Studio Series Blackout. Wait a minute here. I'm going to show the internet what you're doing to me, okay? Here we go. This is the message that my loving wife is giving me, okay? I don't know if you can see that, but it says buy Studio Series Blackout. So and that's what I've got now. So, yeah, anyway, I'm not getting a Studio Series Blackout. So let's move on a little bit to the main character of the Michael Bay Transformers movie series, Bumblebee. Now, Michael Bay reimagined Bumblebee in a way that we had never seen in the Transformers franchise. We had, Bumblebee was a major player in the Gen 1 series. He was a Volkswagen Beetle, and then for a time he was one of the, what were those called? The Throttle Bots. And he was named Goldbug. It was a terrible toy. Absolutely terrible. It was very similar to the Decepticon Battle Chargers that had an automatic transforming feature where, you'd pull them back and then they'd pop up and these panels would pop out that are supposed to be arms. They weren't very good either. And then you had these Throttle Bots, which just had the pullback and release feature, and you had to transform them manually. Still just little panels for arms. Bad toys. But anyway, Bumblebee became Goldbug, and then later he was released as Transformers Pretender Classics Bumblebee, which was probably the best of the Gen 1 Bumblebee toys. He had a more cartoon accurate transform. He had a Pretender shell. For the most part, the Pretender Classics were pretty cheap, but since Bumblebee had been a Transformers mini car, he benefited. And wait, here we go. So this is Pretender Classics Bumblebee. And you see he's got a human-looking outer shell, and don't think about the logic. It's better not to try and think about the logic. But you take off his helmet, and then you split the shell, and you have Bumblebee inside. And then you can flip the feet forward and pull out his arms. And that is a Wave 4 or Wave 5 Pretender Classics Bumblebee. And you know what? He doesn't look too bad as Transformers figures from that era go. He has more articulation than the original Bumblebee because he's actually got, a little bit of shoulder motion, and he can move his arms up and down. A more cartoon accurate face. So let's go to the super close. So that is Pretender Classics Bumblebee. He's got a crotch. He's finally got a crotch. Go Bumblebee! You get a crotch when you become a Pretender Classic. And then the transform is still very simple. You flip down the head, and you give him... Let's just not talk about this piece of the hood. And then you flip down the feet and collapse them. And, you know what? Don't collapse them yet. Put in the arms, then you flip down the feet and collapse them. And now he is a little Volkswagen Beetle, and he looks great. He looks great. He's, let's go ahead to go to the super close. He's got big knobby tires. I actually really like the big knobby tires. He's got these black things that show through. I don't mind it. It just makes him look a little bit more utilitarian. Yeah, it would be more uniform if those pieces were yellow, but I'm gonna deal with it. He's still got molded black. You know, this is not a sticker or anything. He does have stickers for headlights, but they've held up. So his vehicle mode is good. So, you know, Pretender Classics Bumblebee is a worthy successor to the name Bumblebee. And then Bumblebee disappeared. We did not see Bumblebee throughout the Beast Wars, which, you know, you would have thought they would have done an Autobot Bee, maybe even a recolor of Waspinator that was named Bumblebee. But to my knowledge, no Bumblebee toys until beyond anything you've ever seen before. Transformers That's right. That's what they that's what the tagline was. Beyond good, beyond evil, beyond anything you've seen before. Transformers Classics Pretenders. Anyway, that is Transformers Classics Bumblebee, and, you know, the idea was that the robot could pop out and fight guys, and then his Pretender shell could also be fighting guys, and then that was that, you know, so two toys in one. So what we can thank Michael Bay for is reimagining Bumblebee and putting him in the spotlight. I don't want to give him credit for anything because he's a freaking moron. You know, I helped pick this word. Okay, here we go. For those who didn't see it before, this is the Witwiki, and it is about to transform. Oh, what? The little one is Spike. The big one is Sparkplug. Okay, so this is Spike and this is Sparkplug, and now we mix them together? Can we say that one of them's Carly? Because I feel uncomfortable with this. This is Carly and this is Spike, and now it's Daniel. So, yeah, look at that. We've got a new Witwiki. Royalty-free Kazoo music, ladies and gentlemen. Support your royalty-free music artists on SoundCloud. That is terrible. So yeah, Michael Bay reimagines Bumblebee no longer as a little Volkswagen Beetle, and you know, I'm sure that he thought it was very clever to have his Bumblebee smash a yellow Volkswagen Beetle in the early scenes. Like, oh, you know, my version's way cooler. You know what? Screw you, Michael Bay. So, but nonetheless, oh, that's true. Well, Volkswagen also didn't want to be in the movie. Can you really blame them? But nonetheless, the Chevy, was it a Camaro? Yeah, the Chevy Camaro that came out, that was released, like, it was unveiled in that movie. It was pretty sweet, and I think that they made, like, all the money in the world off of that car. So, you're lost, Volkswagen, and you know what, Volkswagen? I'm not a big fan of you anyway, because you use BSAD tools. And for those who don't know, BSAD is an acronym. BSAD. Those are tools that are made because someone is a dick. Because someone's a dick. Yes, BSAD. So, like, your 12-point star, screw you. You know what? I'm sorry. Everyone, please move away from your screens. Just move away from your screens. Okay, Volkswagen, come here. Okay, this is just for Volkswagen. Screw you, Volkswagen, and your stupid 12-point star nuts. Nobody needs a 12-point star screw, okay? That's just you guys being a bunch of dicks.
We now return to the Transformers.
So back to Transformers. This is 2007 80s Camaro style Bumblebee, and I really like this toy. I love the vehicle mode. You know, I love that it's got these I don't know, these dirty spots, you know, these airbrushed things. They've got one there. It would be better if they actually continued on to the other panel, but you know, I'm still okay with it. The idea that Bumblebee disguised himself as an old beat up vehicle, you know, that's pretty cool. Now, in the Bumblebee movie, we see him adopt this form when it's new. So maybe he has attained, you know, he has held on to that form for all this time, and he's just gotten beat up over the years. We don't know, and honestly, the continuity in the live-action movie series is complete garbage, so it really doesn't matter. Nonetheless, I like it. I like the design, I like the way it looks, and I like the detail. Let's go to the super close. So you can see that the face of the vehicle is really nicely done, very detailed, and even though there's not a lot of paint deco, it still is well molded. It's got a lot of nice angles. You know, the grill is good, the stripes are good, the tolerance on the parts is not super tight. But you know, you have a little bit more of that airbrushing around the wheel. The hubs are a different color than the tires. So this is a nice design. And yes, the windows are just painted on, but they look good. The tail lights are painted on. And you know, that's something that you don't see. Here's something that kind of bothers me. We've got no license plate here. Okay? There is no license plate, and I realize that most Transformers don't have a license plate, but let's show you the robot mode, and then I'll tell you why the fact that there's no license plate is such a problem. So, with this guy, you release the arms, just like that, and you split the back so that the legs can be free, and then you're going to kind of loosen them up a little bit, you know, just get things to unclip themselves from the panels. You open the doors, and then we're going to grab these and do that. See, that's part of that automorph technology. And then we're going to grab these and do, if I can get it to do it, I know I can get it to do it. There, do that. And then we flip the feet forward like that. And then the arms are going to pull out a little bit. You know, this is a little bit tricky. So this requires some finesse. It was actually, yeah, I kind of had to fight to get them into car mode, and I want to do the things that I did with the Camaro version. Well, the new Camaro version, but it's different. You know, they use different transforming. So you've got this automorphing thing where the headlights are separating themselves. And you're going to take this like that, and then this whole thing is going to fold forward somehow. And I don't want to force it, but at the same time, I'm pretty sure it has to come forward like something. Oh, let's pull this up. Let's pull this up like this, and then bend it forward. Maybe. Am I gonna have to eat a spider? Oh, let's pull that forward. So yeah, the hood kind of pulls forward like that. That pops out the headlights. There is a way to finish transforming this. There is a way.
This is the way.
This is the way.
This is the way.
Okay, this is not the way.
This is the way.
This is not the way. Gosh, he doesn't want to go. And I want to make him go. Yeah, oh, there we go. There we go. I got it to go. Okay. And I didn't even have to break anything. So, there. We pull the hood forward. And then once it is out of the way, let's see here. Let's move it like that. Yeah, the head pops up. And then the shoulders do this weird thing. So, you know, they're going to kind of pop up like that. There. And then the arm can go like that. And let's do the same thing on the other side. There we go.
Just do it!
And so now, boy, that foot does not look right, but I think that's right. Yeah, that's a weird foot. Okay, so there we go. There we go. And then the roof, you know, can go up, give him door wings, and that's Bumblebee. Okay, so let's go to the super close and let's see if you notice the detail that bothers me about the fact that there's no license plate. Watch closely. Okay, so here is his face. He doesn't have as much of a spaghetti face as a lot of the other Bayformers. Let's scroll down the body. Oh wait, what's that right there? Huh. There's something there wrapped around his robot giblies. That is a license plate. Yeah. His license plate is over his crotch. And yet, there is no license plate on the back of the vehicle.
Ice Bear wants his money back.
Ice Bear wants his money back. I appreciate that they put a license plate there. That was one of the features in the robot version in the movie. And it doesn't make sense that it would end up there, but, you know, the designers for the movies did not give a crap about the reality of how these things would transform. Actually, that's probably not true. They probably did figure out a transform because they were doing the animation sequences. But nonetheless, they weren't toy designers. And you know, Michael Bay bragged about all the millions of parts his Transformers had. And you know what? They don't need millions of parts to be cool. You know what, everybody, I need you to move away from the screen again, okay? Michael Bay, come here. People don't like Transformers because you gave them millions of parts. People like Transformers because they're freaking cool. Do you understand? We don't need you to make Transformers cool. They were cool before you came in and shat all over them, you moron.
Surprise, motherfucker.
And here we are again. Please tell me that's our outro music. Okay, so anyway, let's see. Kyoji says best license plate on an actual Transformer toy is a tie between Universe 2.0 Hot Shot and Universe 2.0 Ratchet. Oh, Jam and H3LP Yoop. Okay. You know what? Very nice, Kyoji. You know what? Kyoji, you get a quick one. So yeah, nonetheless, I do like this mode. I think it has a lot of personality, and I think that that's one of the things that bothers me about the vast majority of the Bayformer designs is that they don't have any personality. It's just squiggly faced alien jaggedy bits everywhere, usually not even in distinctive colors. I mean, most of the Bayformer Transformers are various shades of gray, because apparently in Michael Bay's mind the only color that metal can be is gray. Well, you know, Bumblebee is yellow and black. He's distinctive. He still has a little bit of a distinctive face. It's not as distinctive as his Gen 1 face, but it's not terrible. Let's go ahead and go to the super close just so I can show the face sculpt. Yeah, see, that's not bad. You know, it can be expressive. And you know, he was obviously the character in the movie, at least the robot character, with the most personality. Now, I will say that in the first Transformers live-action movie, the human characters were awesome. Every actor in that movie just brought their A-game, and they were so much fun. They make that movie worth watching. The problem is that I went to that movie wanting to see Transformers, and I did not see Transformers. So, I will digress. Movie Bumblebee, the old Camaro version, is a good thing that came out of the Michael Bay movies. So congratulations, 2007 old Camaro Bumblebee. You are one of the diamonds in the rough of the Michael Bay Transformers toy universe. So, we'll set that aside. Let's move on to another big character in those movies.
Freedom is the right of all sentient beings.
Optimus Prime. This is the 2007 Transformers movie Optimus Prime. This is not the best movie Prime that they produced. This is the first. Well, no, I guess technically it's not the okay, wait a minute. Here. That's the best thing about this live stream so far. Okay, that far exceeds anything that I have done tonight. This is the preview toy Optimus Prime in his proto form, and he turns into a metal ball of snot, and this is yeah, this is...
Shut up, Grandma!
So I'm sorry, that toy is not a good representation of good Transformers. So this is... I'm sorry, Protoform Optimus Prime. Monica likes that one. I don't know why. I don't know. Just, you know, between you and me, I have no idea. Anyway, so this is actually the movie Bumblebee. Okay, he does not look like a... Well, you know. Okay, Colleen, I'll give you that one. So this is the second movie Optimus Prime, but it was made for the first live-action Michael Bay Transformers movie. And I have to say, this is an engineering marvel. I think that whatever you may think of the movies, whatever I may think of the movies, whatever you may think of the idea of Optimus Prime with flames all over him, this is still a cool toy. And I am going to attempt to transform him, even though I've had 1 1/3 wikis. So let's go ahead and we're gonna start this. Wait, before I do that, let's go ahead and look at some of the details of this truck, because it is a beautiful truck toy. We have molded in rivets along the panels. Let's go to the super close. So we've got molded in rivets all along the panels, and they look awesome. And the paint deco looks great. I mean, I'm not a big fan of flames on my Optimus Prime, but I have to say, they did a great job with them. Check out the reverse flames on the front. That looks great. The blue headlights, look great. The little Autobot sign in the front of the grille here. The top deco, those reversed out blue flames with the gradation, that looks awesome. We've got the canister here, even the back. So many Optimus Prime toys kind of phone in the back, but we've got the trailer hitch molded in. We've got lights molded into the back. He's got complete fenders with more flame designs. So, this is a really, really nicely done toy. And then we've got the clear windows with the patterns behind them, and that looks really good. So, this toy is already really, really cool. And I believe that there's a sound effect here. So the batteries have never been replaced. At some point I need to replace them because they're not terribly loud. But nonetheless, we can go. So hey, that's awesome. And so now I've been procrastinating trying to transform him. No reason. So at this point, the first step with any of these things is, yeah, right. is just to start separating some of the panels. Just get them to unclick themselves, because a lot of them have these little pieces that interlock the panels, and so we want to pull the front out and free that stuff, pull the back and just loosen. And you see, once you start to pull these things apart, then all the robot bits just start hanging out. So look, there, he's done. Okay, no, he's not. So with the hood here, you can fold the front just like that, and fold that. That's going to make the kneecaps, and then the back here. They phoned in the transform on the back just a little bit. This comes apart, and then these things are going to kind of fold up and just sort of do something like that. And they're just going to hang off of his back, and they'll probably get in the way while I'm trying to transform the rest of him. So actually, I'm just going to leave them like this for the moment. We've got these side panels here that make up the side of the front end of the Peterbilt design. They fold down like this, and then they're going to swing down and do this. And we can get the arms out of the way here, so these things can go up against the back. And then the arm comes out over here, and we're just going to put it up out of the way, and then we can pull this out and unseat it. It clips into the chest there, and then we'll just pull that around like that. And now we can pull down the legs just like that, and you see his pelvis is on a pivot just like this. So let's go ahead and separate the legs and then pull the pelvis down, and it's going to flip around like that, and then it's going to click up against the front. And then we need to do a little bit of finessing here. These things, see, he's got the auto head, but I'm putting the head back because we're supposed to wait on that. So there we go. So now we have the legs down, and now those kneecap things, let's just show these. So they just go up like that, and then these go up like that. And then the feet, okay, the feet are great. This is part of that automorph thing. So you're going to take the bumper and pull it out like this and do that. That is pretty cool. And then you flip up the back just like that. So watch this, watch it again. Yeah. That is pretty cool. Okay, the auto-transforming toes, that's a neat feature. So at this point, we have the legs almost completely transformed. Let's go ahead and do the arms. So these panels just snap up against the sides of the chest. You're going to take these top panels. This top is like a little cap here. And right here. Maybe. So yeah, you flip out the wrist like that, and then close that up, and then you're going to open the little door. There you go. Open the door and flip out the wrist like that, and then close it, and then you position the arms, and then these things will just close around the bottom of the arm like that. And this is going to close against the bottom of the arm like that. And then you can flip up the Michael Bay jaggedy bits for the shoulders, because it's important that Optimus Prime have jaggedy bits, because Michael Bay said so. And you can, you know, he's actually got hands that open and an articulated thumb. That's very cool. And then we can put his other arm into a good position, open his hand. And see, this is kind of cool also. He has, right here. So there's this little slider that makes the gun pop onto his hand, just like that. Yes, I am eyeing your piece, 50 Cent. So, then he has his gun like that. And then these things, you know, now we have to deal with the back kibble. We put the tanks up here, and then we can fold these things in. There you go. So you have the back like that. And then this is where the design isn't as great. These things, they just sort of fold up like that. Here, I'll show you on this one. So this folds up like that. And then I guess these things just kind of fold up, kind of out of the way. You know, that's some serious kibble. That is some serious kibble. And so now he is almost all the way there. Okay, are you ready? Are you ready for it?
My name is Optimus Prime. We are autonomous robotic organisms from the planet Cybertron, but you can call us Autobots for short.
So, yeah, you can, you know, do something with these shoulder panels. So, even with all the back kibble, this is an impressive design. You know, he is very posable. He's, you know, he makes sound effects, and he has that auto-morphing head thing, and he's got the cool toe thing that happens. And, you know, but regardless of what I may think about the movie design of Optimus Prime, this toy does a very, very good job of capturing that design. And I have to say that it's an engineering marvel. It is just absolutely an engineering marvel. I actually prefer not to have these back wheel things you know, folded up. In fact, half the time what I end up doing is just extending them out and leaving them down by the legs. It makes the back of the leg very, very big and bulky. But, you know what? There's not a whole lot that you can do with them. So, you know, transform them the way that you like. Whatever the case, he's still just an amazing Transformer. Just amazing. So I'm gonna say that that Optimus Prime is another one of the diamonds in the rough of the Michael Bay Transformers movies. And you know, it's got the gun thing that does this. You know, that is cool. Gun goes out of the way. Yeah, it's very obvious in the vehicle mode, but hey, you know what? I'm not going to complain. It's still very cool. And this actually shoots a missile. So there we go. And look, I found that missile. Yeah. Oh, Mason Fur came in. Hey, Mason Fur. That was for you, Mason Fur. So yeah, movie Optimus Prime doesn't have a trailer. He did not get a trailer until the third one, I think. And that movie, you know, I didn't even want that Optimus Prime. It just looked cheap and bad, and the combined form with Jetfire was kind of sad looking. So you know, it's sort of like they just kind of threw a whole bunch of trailer bits sticking out in every direction. So yeah, it should have been cool, and it was not. So anyway, yes, that is first movie Optimus Prime, and gosh, you know, my hat's off to Hasbro designers. This is an amazing toy. We're gonna set that aside, and I have gotten why did I get a present? Just because I transformed Optimus Prime? You know what? I got a present. So it's the white box, so I shouldn't be worried. What do we have? We have Deadpool chimichangas? Holy crap! I want Deadpool chimichangas! Okay, here we go. I didn't even know they made Deadpool chimichangas! Wait, here. No, I'm gonna get it, There we go. Okay. This is a Deadpool chimichanga, and it's taped shut. Now I need scissors. Okay, there we go, and we open the chimichanga, and how many layers? Okay, so Deadpool chimichangas again. And hey, it's a Deadpool figure! Oh, I can't eat this chimichanga. That's actually really awesome. It's a little Deadpool figure. So now let's take a look. So there's a couple things in here. Wait a minute. So now I'm curious. I don't know what that is. It's a brain. It's a Marvel brain. Brain face. It is brain face. I don't know. Wait. Here, there's a little taco. It comes with a taco. So my Deadpool figure can have a taco. And wait, here, I'm gonna put it in the hand. Okay, here we go. So there we go. Deadpool gets a taco, and he comes with swords. So Deadpool gets swords, and you know what? Wait a minute here. I think I can do this. This, please tell me that I can do this. This is gonna make it so worth it. Oh my gosh, I can do it. This is the best thing ever. Let's go to the super close. So I can put the taco on one of the swords. Yeah! Yes, that is the shiznit right there. So, Yeah, and I don't know where this is the brain thing. I don't know what the brain thing is. And wait, there is. Let's see. So we got. Oh, there's a third. There's a third thing. So let's see. It feels flat, so maybe it's a sticker. Oh yeah! Look at that, Deadpool stickers. Nice. So that is what. Oh wait. Oh, on the side, it says tacos. Here, wait. Here. So tacos on the brain. Here we go. Super close. There it is. Tacos. Okay, that is pretty cool. That is pretty amazing. You got these at Ollie's? This is okay. Go out to Ollie's. Well, it's probably closed right now. So tomorrow, go out to Ollie's and get yourself Deadpool chimichangas, because you're gonna get a little PVC figure, and he's gonna have swords and tacos, and you're gonna get tacos on the brain. I mean, this is good stuff. So, anyway, back to Transformers. Let's move on a little bit. Now, let's talk a little bit about Megatron for a moment. No, you're not going to be cheering about this, because yeah. I'm just going to show this for comparison. This is 2007 movie Megatron. What can I say about him? He's very jaggedy. Yeah. I'm not going to bother transforming this toy, because this live stream is about the good stuff to come out of the movies. And Megatron's treatment in the movies was, for the most part, complete garbage. He's got this... Okay, I don't know what that's about. Oh, I am Megatron. He's got this little bit of an auto-morph thing on his chest, but it doesn't do much. Yeah. Big... This is not Megatron. This is the limit of Michael Bay's imagination right here. His idea that the more jaggedy edges you put on something, the cooler it is. And guess what, Michael Bay? You're a moron. And I know what that means. Boy, I'm really looking forward to the next drink. It's getting to the good part. So, yeah, this is what we saw when they finally revealed Megatron at the climactic end. Right. In the climactic climax of the 2007 movie, he bursts out of ice and he says, "I am Megatron."
You are so cheap.
Yeah, that's exactly. So, anyway, I just want to show... Joy says, reminds me of Arnold as Dr. Freeze in Batman and Robin. Hey, you know what, Joy? What I will say is that Arnold was the best part of that movie. And so, wait, here. We also have the ice one. This one is cooler looking because it's still got ice on it. I like the yeah, he was defeated by the Cube, and it was called the Cube. So, but this one is a better toy, and I like it more, and it has the ice details, but it's not enough to save the shitty ass movie design. He's still...
So unwise.
And, you know, here's... Alright. I'd like to apologize to everyone, because this is like the third time that I've asked you to move away from your screens. But I need a moment alone with Michael Bay. Michael Bay.
The Transformers will return after these messages.
That was good. Okay. What the hell is wrong with you? What the hell is wrong with you? Look at Megatron's character art. Look at the Gen 1 toy. Look at the comic books. Look at the cartoon. Look at the at the animated cartoon. Look at Megatron for a moment. One freaking moment, Michael Bay. This is Megatron. He's sleek. He's robust. He's got dynamic proportions. And I realize that you don't understand the subtlety of these things, Michael Bay. But let me point out one other little detail that you might have missed. He's got a big freaking cannon on his arm! How do you, of all people, miss the big freaking cannon on his arm? How do you trap Michael Bay? Use Old Bay seasoning. Okay, here, wait. I'm just going to sprinkle a little bit of this on this live stream. Here we go. It's sort of like I'm feeding fish, isn't it? So we're going to just do a little bit of that. What the hell is the matter with you? That you can't figure out that all you have to do is give us a half-decent robot mode with dynamic proportions and a big freaking cannon on his arm.
We now return to the Transformers.
He is such a moron. That is a rocking version of that song. You should put the link in. You know what? We are going to put the link to that version of Final Countdown in this video, and I encourage everybody to follow it. I can't put it in while I'm actually doing the live stream, but I will. It's by Mapacheco Kazoo. Mapacheco. Mapacheco Kazoo. So go ahead, look up Mapacheco Kazoo, because that is freaking awesome. And way better than Michael Bay's Megatron. Nonetheless, Michael Bay, I know you're crying right now, so I'm going to tell you something that you did right. If I can find him, I've got a pile of Megatron toys on my floor. Oh, where did it go? Okay, there it is. Let's see. Dark of the Moon was the third movie. And it was a really bad movie. It was a terrible movie. But you know one thing that we got out of that movie that was freaking awesome? This.
Besides, who would you be without me, Prime? Turned to find out.
This is Dark of the Moon Megatron. Megatron as we have never seen him before, but unlike the Megatron from the first movie or the second movie, which I've got the second movie here. It turns into this. I'll say, okay, so in Dark of the Moon, we got Frank Welker back. So, you know, that's a big plus. And he also did Soundwave. So, you know, at least they were doing a few things right. So, the Revenge of the Fallen Megatron turned into this. It's, I'm just gonna leave that alone right now. So,
Ice Bear likes turtle.
Ice Bear does like turtle. It does. Ice Bear. Turtle is probably the best description of what this thing is, but I refuse to believe that Ice Bear likes it. Yeah, that's this. I'm not going to bother transforming it. It's crap. So look at Kyoji's comment. So, Kyoji, my cousin was an extra in one of the freeway crowds. Holy crap! Kyoji, your cousin was an extra in one of the crowd scenes in Dark of the Moon? That is awesome. Okay, even if it was a crappy-ass movie, that is still very cool. In fact, your cousin is easily the coolest part of that movie. Possibly, not definitely, but possibly second only to this incarnation of Megatron. You know what? I think that Kyoji's cousin is actually cooler than this version of Megatron. But this version of Megatron is actually really, really cool. So, at this point in the story, if we can use that word, I feel a little bit uneasy using that word to describe the Michael Bay movies, but let's just go ahead and go with it. In the story, Megatron is still recovering from severe damages that he suffered during the last movie, because continuity in the Michael Bay universe is important. And I actually really liked that he had these little repair droids that looked like bugs crawling all over him, and he kept flicking them off and squashing them, which, you know, is completely illogical if they're repairing him, but at the same time, I can see Megatron doing it because he's a little bit of an asshole. So, nonetheless, he transforms into this broken down looking old tanker truck with this canvas kind of hanging off of the back, and it's got this dust detail on the fenders, and it looks really, really cool. You know, in this is one of the rare cases where the grayish, you know, yellowed gray actually works for this design, and he's got red windows. That's cool. And look at how this window actually sticks out away from the front. You know, this is an awesome vehicle design, and I love it. And I'm okay with it being Megatron. This is one of the rare cases where, you know, it's not a Megatron like we've ever seen before. We have never seen Megatron as a tanker truck in any of the comics or any of the cartoons. But nonetheless, I'm willing to accept it because it's interesting and it's a little bit, you know, it kind of reminds me of something that I would see on Thunder Road, you know, or in a Mad Max movie or something like that. So, you know, it's got this Fury Road. Thank you, Fury Road. You know, it's got this jagged edged bumper on the front. Let's go to the super close. You know, so you see that detail on the front grille, and that's great. And then the detail continues behind it. You know, all the truck detail is still there. We've got that really cool windshield. You know, the detail on the side is awesome. We've got the tanker. We've got the spare tire up here. Again, you can see very clearly these dust, or maybe they're supposed to be rust. In either case, that looks great, and it adds so much personality to the vehicle. We've got that color detail again here, and then we can take off that cover, and we can see the rest of the tanker. You know, even in the front here, yeah, you can see that the smokestacks have that texture on them, and then there's this ladder here that goes to the top of the tanker. So this whole thing, this whole toy is really cool. Here's another cool thing about it. Even though it doesn't come apart, it pivots at the trailer. Oh, well, that's another thing that happens for the Transform. There, so it pivots at the trailer, and that's awesome. I mean, that is fantastic. Once again, the engineers at Hasbro were given a steaming plate of dog vomit to work with, and in this case, they just knocked it out of the park. So, great toy. Love the truck mode. Love everything about it. Love this canvas thing that goes over the back. This is fantastic. Let's go ahead and transform it. So with this guy, he's a bit of a beast to transform, but you can do it. We're going to start by freeing up the back bumper, and we're just going to move those up out of the way. And then we're going to take this off. Okay, see this pivots like this, and that releases this, although you've seen that it can come off without doing that. We're going to set that aside. And then this goes down and it pivots like that to make up the bottom of the legs. And then you're going to flip the feet like that. And then you're going to close these things against the bottom. And at this point, you can split the legs, and we're going to go ahead and pull the legs out aggressively like that. And then you see this little piece here. Well, that's actually his cod piece. And don't get excited. Just flip it up and don't think about it. Just don't think about it. All right. So that actually makes up the front of the legs. And then we're going to flip these panels on the sides down. And then in the back, these wheels just sort of fold at a 45-degree angle. They just kind of collapse against the back of the leg. And then we're going to flip these around and flip those around. And so at this point, we've got feet and legs. And the bottom half is transformed. So then we're going to do this. We're going to take these sides and we're just going to pull them down like that and do the same thing on the other side. Pull that down like that. And then we're going to try and dislodge some of these interlocking parts in the front and flip the front gate up. And then we're going to split it like that. And then, now this is tricky. Okay, this is tricky because this bumper, even though there's a little separation here, it doesn't actually split. Just the front portion splits for the chest detail, but the rest of it stays in place. And so you have to pull the shoulders out like this. And you see how the bumper stays there? Yeah, that tripped me up for a long time. But now you've got the arms like this and the arms like that. These bumper pieces can fold around and just go right up against the shoulders, just like that. And you can rotate the arms like that and then pivot it at the wrist and flip out the hand claws. And then you do the same thing on the other side. And we'll flip out the hand claws. And now we're going to open up the passenger compartment, and we're going to fold out the head, and at the same time that front bumper piece is going to swing down and it's going to fold up and collapse against his chest like that. You can close the passenger compartment, and now if you so choose you can split that bumper just a little bit and kind of pull it up like that. You don't have to. You know, I in some ways I like it better if it's together, but I don't hate it split. You know, it's sort of a Michael Bay-ish looking design, which I'm usually not a fan of, but I'll allow it this time. And then we're going to take the lower half of the body and we're just going to rotate it 180 degrees. And now we've got a really cool and dynamic looking Megatron. And as a Megatron goes that is not feeling Prime, then, you know, he actually looks pretty cool. Now, that's not all. The tank portion that we pulled off has this little thing that we just flip that, and that makes a peg. So Monica says, isn't it interesting that the movies followed the pattern where Prime is always the same, but Megatron is always different? You know, that is a very interesting observation. And I'm not sure if they did that so much on purpose. But what I will say is this. Here's a little bit of Transformers history. In 1986, Transformers released Transformers the movie, the animated movie that killed off all the characters that we loved and rendered all the toys that we had bought up to that point obsolete in one cruel stroke. That being said, I love that movie, but it is shameless the way they went through and killed any Gen 1 character who didn't have toys still on the store shelves. So, and along with that move, we had Optimus Prime get killed off, and he was replaced by Rodimus Prime. Or succeeded by Rodimus Prime. Megatron, however, did not get killed off. He got transformed into Galvatron. He changed his name. He changed his body dynamics. He was recognizable only because he had a big freaking gun on his arm, which, by the way, Michael Bay, you remember? He's got a big freaking gun on his arm. Okay, I'm done. I'm sorry. Nonetheless, he did not stay Megatron. He didn't look like Megatron. He didn't have the same name as Megatron. And I feel like that was a move that damaged Megatron's identity for decades to come. Because if you notice, after that, we had the Beast Wars series where the Optimus Primal was not the same Optimus Prime as original Optimus Prime. When Hasbro approved the making of the series and they had the toys, their thought was this was just Optimus Prime as a gorilla. But the writers of the show made a very distinct move in saying these are not the same characters. They are completely different characters that just share the same name. And then you had Megatron, who had some cosmetic similarities to the Gen 1 Megatron, but he was also a different character. Then we got back to the Robots in Disguise series, where that Megatron was still very Beast Wars-esque, but he looked nothing like the original Megatron. And I feel like one of the reasons, whereas in Robots in Disguise, you had an Optimus Prime that did look very much like Optimus Prime. He was more anime, you know, he had a more organic design, but he was still very clearly modeled off of his Gen 1 likeness, whereas Megatron, by that point, bore no resemblance to his Gen 1 likeness, and then Armada Megatron also bore no resemblance to his Gen 1 likeness, and that pattern continued throughout the Energon trilogy, and Megatron did not get his identity back until the classic series. And so yeah, oh, okay, so Kyoji was just commenting that Megatron in Robots in Disguise 1 was actually named Gigatron in Japan. And that, in a lot of ways, that's more appropriate because he's very clearly not Megatron. You know, I could see him as being a version of Beast Wars Megatron, but I'm perfectly okay with him just being a separate character. He's just not Gen 1 Megatron. He's not related to Gen 1 Megatron. So he is Gigatron. Anyway, yeah, and because of that, Megatron, I think that may be one of the reasons why, whereas even in Michael Bay's universe, Optimus Prime still looks in a lot of ways like Optimus Prime. Unfortunately, it's been Bayatized, but it's, you know, he still has, at least when he goes into the battle, he still has his muzzle, his faceplate. He still has the chest with windows on it. He's still got the smokestacks. You know, he's still got the red-blue color scheme. He still turns into a tractor trailer. You know, he's still got Peter Cullen. You know, probably the best decision that Michael Bay made was getting Peter Cullen to do the voice, even if poor Peter Cullen had to say things like, "I'll kill you all!" Oh, gosh. He probably went home and took a shower after that. But nonetheless, Megatron lost his identity for a long time, and it's only been over the past few years that we've seen Megatron finally get his identity back. And I feel like at this point, Hasbro understands the value of keeping that identity consistent. So I suspect that we will not see Megatron lose his identity again. And I, for one, am glad. Nonetheless, we do have this incarnation, which is very different, but I like it. He's got this tank, and wait, now, granted, we didn't see this in the Michael Bay movie, but the toy designers knew what they were doing. It goes on his arm, and you press it, and it becomes a cannon weapon. Look at that! Look at that! Oh, this guy has a shotgun? I forgot about the shotgun. This guy has a shotgun. We've got the shotgun somewhere, but it's not here. So, anyway, but most importantly, look, he has an arm cannon! And it actually has a missile that fires somewhere. Again, it's probably with the shotgun. But, you know, so at this point, okay, you know, the toy designers know what they're doing. And then, and I love this. Okay, it's cheesy, but I love it. So you've got this cloak, this canvas thing, and it's got an inner portion which you can twist around, and then you put it on here, and let's see, it sticks in here somewhere. So we're gonna put it on just like that. There we go. I think that we stick that down in the shoulder joint, maybe. Okay, and now, look at that. He's got a cloak going over his head and his shoulder, and it looks cool. Oh my gosh. That is... I love it. I absolutely love it. Let me finesse the cloak just a little bit because it goes into this joint here. There. Okay, so that's good. Let me show you on the super close, because this is actually pretty cool. So, there we go. That is Megatron with his cloak on, and you can see that it goes over his shoulder, and he's got that creepy skeleton hand. And see, you know, if you keep the chest together, it actually kind of harkens back to the rectangular front of the original Gen 1 chest. But, you know, if you want to have it split up like a Michael Bayformer, you know what? I'm okay with that. I'm not going to hate you for doing it, because either way, he looks really good. So, he's damaged. Yeah, you know, he's damaged. You know, you can see his spindly, jaggedy bits. But this figure is the shimmering diamond of Megatron toys from the Michael Bay movies. He has personality. He evokes imagery. You know, he doesn't look like a Megatron that is at the top of his game. He doesn't look like he's in, you know, that he's in a position to take over the world. He looks like he's trying to survive. And I like that. I like the body dynamics on this one. He's got long legs and they're posable. And in this case, I like the tapering arms, but his proportions still work. And he's still got the big shoulders, but the fact that there's hollow places in between harkens back to that not impervious. You know, when you look at this Megatron, he looks like a guy that you could fire all the missiles that in the army at, and they would just glance off of his chest plate. He looks solid. He looks robust. But if this guy got the crap beat out of him and he was living in a desert for a couple years, you know, I could see him ending up looking more like this, shedding some of these thick, solid, flat armor panels and showing some of the inner robot workings around him. So, yeah,
Wait, I still function.
Yes, that's what this guy would say. So, yeah, I'm a big fan of Dark of the Moon Megatron, and at some point, you know, I'd almost consider getting the Studio Series Dark of the Moon Megatron, just because I like this toy so much. But then again, I already have this toy, and he's amazing. So, this is a good Bayformer. So, at this point, let's move on to some of the other Transformer toys that you didn't see on the screen, because this is an interesting thing that happened during that time. You had the characters that were on screen, and they looked like animated garbage. I mean, you know, bad designs with billions of parts moving all over each other, spaghetti faces, and then you had the toy versions of those characters, and the engineers did the best they could. But I mean, you know, I mean, really, Ironhide? Come on, what the hell is this? I don't know what this is. This is not a good toy. Bone Crusher. You know, what are we doing here? I don't get it. And what the hell is this thing? What, I mean, I don't even know what I'm looking at here. It's like a steam shovel got raped by Mechagodzilla, and I don't understand. It's, what is this? So, yeah, the movie toys were limited by the movies, but Hasbro was like, hey, we're gonna make a lot more toys than just what you see in the movie. And there were some gems that came out during that time. So let's go ahead and look at Long Arm. Now this is one, this was I guess kind of a special edition one that came with a PVC damaged Bumblebee figure. This is the tow truck that what's her name, Michaela, I guess the character's name. She steals a tow truck because that was her shtick in the movie, and she rigs up Bumblebee, and he can keep he falls off, and he could keep blasting Decepticons while she drove around. Now this one I did a little kit bash to. Let's go to the super close. So this used to have a white plastic cylinder that was just molded in, and it didn't move. And I really thought that detracted from an otherwise really cool crane. So I replaced it with this one made out of a couple brass tubes. And so it actually extends and contracts. So that is just me, doing stuff that doesn't need to be done. But I felt like it was important. So anyway, this is Long Arm, and in the movie it was just a truck. But of course Hasbro said, hey, you know what? That's a vehicle in a Transformers movie. We're making a toy, and it's going to transform. So let's go ahead and transform him. And this is going to be interesting because I have not transformed him in quite a while. Yes, the cube did spontaneously generate Transformers. We had that 7-Up machine that started shooting cans of cola out, and we had that steering wheel that latched onto the lady's face, and then it put an embryo inside of her, which later burst out her chest, and that is where we got Alien T. Okay, that didn't happen. But nonetheless, this is really awesome, and we're going to talk about it maybe next week. So, anyway, so this is Long Arm, and we're going to undo the back bumper, and that's going to free things up a bit already. These panels, they interlock, and then you swing them down, a little bit. You can open up the doors here, just open them up like that. And then we're going to also separate the front. And then from here, we're going to grab the hood and pivot it forward, just like that. And then we're going to extend the legs. He's kind of bending at the knees, so you pull like that, and you pull like that. And then these are going to turn into feet. And so we're going to pull out these. The feet are behind the front grille. And now we need to do something here to get the feet to face forward. And that's going to be a trick. Let's see. I'm not actually sure what I do, because like I said, I haven't transformed this guy in a little while. Longer than a little while. Oh, there's another foot piece here. So let's pivot that out and see if we can do something. Maybe it comes forward. It does not appear to come forward. I don't know. I don't know what I'm supposed to do. I'm a little bit perplexed. Oh, okay. So the hood here. So the hood pivots like that. Also, this comes off. So the hood opens like that, which is actually kind of cool because that means that in truck mode you can also open the hood. And then these, and yeah, that makes feet like that. And then this little thing becomes kind of a heel. So there, he's got feet. There we go. There we go. So there, we've got legs like that, and then the arms are going to come down like that and then come out like this. And then these panels would just go back over the shoulders, and we have the head like that. And then we're going to transform the arms, and we can just pop these things up and collapse them against the shoulders, and do the same thing on the other side. Pop this up like that, and then down like that. And he's got, oh, and then you've got these panels. You rotate these sideways, just like that, and just like that. And that allows him to move his elbows. And now, he is transformed into a robot. And then you have this thing, which has a gun. And it's got this hook thing, which can actually swing around. You know, the hook goes like that. And I believe that this comes out like that. And now he can hold it somehow. I don't know how he holds it. He holds it somehow. Oh, I think I see it. I think I sort of see it. Okay. I think that it plugs into the hand like this. This is kind of weird. This is very weird. Let's go ahead and do... No, is it like that? No, it's like that. Okay. It's got... Oh! Huh! That's a trigger! I'll never see that missile again. So, this thing goes... The articles say the gun was always attached. Yeah, I took out the screw because I didn't want the gun to always be attached. And, oh, look, the missile came back completely of its own accord. So that goes right in there. Yeah, the gun was attached somehow, and I took the screw out because I thought that was silly that he always had his gun attached. So, anyway, yeah, he can hold the gun like this. And he is awesome. Look at him. Look at him. Now, he's still got a human inside him, and I'm okay with that. You know, he's got a really cool gun. He's got a nice robot mode. He doesn't have a pizza face. Look at that. So let's go to the super close. So, you know, there's his face. He's got an Autobot symbol on his forehead. You know, he's got a nice chest sculpt. He's got decent body dynamics. This is a good-looking robot. And he's fully articulated. He's got a great vehicle mode. And I got a present. What did I do to earn this? Because you love me. Monica loves me. So, let's see what we got here. It's another white box. Okay, so. Ooh, okay. Nachos! That's awesome. Okay, everybody, you get nachos. Here, I'll give you this back. Okay, there we go. And, oh my gosh. Nachos. Mmm. Mmm. That's good. I've had a lot of this, and this is my second one. My head's a little bit swimmy. Swimming would be fun. I should swim. Oh, look at that. See, now I have to eat both of them. D. The message that I'm getting is D. Oh. Mazenford just mentioned Wreckage, the Decepticon. He's right behind you. This one. Oh. This is another... Okay, yeah, Mazenford was just talking about Wreckage. This is Wreckage. And, he He is actually very cool, and he looks like Megatron. That's what's weird. He actually looks like Gen 1 Megatron. Let's go to the super close so you can see his face sculpt. Look at that. Tell me that they aren't channeling Megatron with this guy. And so I'm gonna go ahead. Yeah, he's got these pop out blade things. So, you know, they're on his arms, and then he can be like, hey, you know what? I got, oh. He's got these. There, let's try this again. He's like, that's not a knife. That's a knife. So, yeah, he's got those, and he's got 2 of them, which is very cool. We're going to try and transform him. He's a great robot as well. So, I'm glad that you brought this up, Mason Fur, because he is a fine example of a movie era toy that didn't appear in the movie, which meant that it was a good toy. They had a lot of, and you know, obviously I'm not going to be able to go show all of the toys that were decent during that era, because there were a lot. But the ones that actually showed up in the movies, they were the weakest toys of the bunch. So we're going to we're gonna transform him. I didn't practice this guy. You know, with some of the other guys, I practice ahead of time so that you don't have to see me just stare at the toy blankly and go, but this guy I did not practice, and so I am trying to figure it out while I talk to you. And I think I'm getting it. You know, we got wheels that are, you know, sort of all facing the same direction, and that's a good start. And then we can put together knee joints and make those work. And you know what? I know what okay, thank you. Monica's putting up pictures of what he looks like in his vehicle mode, and you know what? I can. That's not the hard part. It's figuring out how to get these pieces to make a shape. I got Nacho. Nacho in my throat. There we go. So that snaps into there, and that snaps into there, and that snaps into there, and then there's some little holes that are pegs that go into little holes, and some alignment pins, and boom. And then let's take these things, and they attach somewhere. These attach somewhere. They attach. Oh, Grayscale is here! Grayscale, this is for you! Wow. Getting close on number 2 here. So, the weapons, I don't know where to put them in the vehicle mode. You know, they can kind of go onto the wheels here. It seems like there should be a better place than the wheels. You know, maybe they store inside. Oh, you know what? I did something wrong. I'm just going to own it. I did something wrong. And now the question is, how do I undo what I did wrong?
Now we know.
And knowing is half the battle.
Okay, so before I collapsed this, here, let's do this. There. I should have opened the little back panel here. And now I can collapse this. There we go. And then that clicks on, and that goes there. and then these little things. There we go. There. Okay. Oh, I think that these things go inside here. Yeah. I think... So, yeah, nonetheless, vehicles something like this. And then these things would actually go inside here and sort of stick out the front. And that is Wreckage. He is a cool vehicle. Looks great. Really interesting design. And very similar to Gen 1 Megatron. So, yeah, that is cool. Thank you, Mason Fur. Yeah, it's a tricky move, but I got it. Oh, he came out before the movie, and we thought he might be a secret Megatron. Yeah, I remember that now. I saw him in the store, and he looked like Megatron, and I thought, oh, is this what he's going to look like, you know, after he scans something and becomes an Earth vehicle? And he never did. He just stayed a jaggedy-looking what the hell. It was very disappointing. I was very disappointed after seeing the first movie. Just so disappointed. And, you know, I kept waiting for them to reveal a Megatron Earth mode that looked really cool. And apparently the really cool was the spaghetti-faced, jiggy-jaggy, bladey, whatever thing. That was what we got. So anyway, that is Wreckage, and he is another of the good Transformers. Oh, okay. I'm getting this. I'm gonna save this for when I have to drink it. So, because you know I've had an awful lot of this, and that'll pretty much shut down this live stream. So, So another one of my personal favorites. This is Thrust from Revenge of the Fallen. I believe that he was from Revenge of the Fallen. And, you know, he looks great in jet mode. Look at that. You know, this is a great jet mode, single engine, very tight. He's an F-18. You know, he's got the clear canopy. The colors are great. The Decepticon symbols look good. You know, he's sleek. He's awesome. He's got landing gear here. This is a great jet mode. But wait for it. Oh yeah, we're doing this. So... And this, you know, he's not got a super difficult transform. Been talking for a long time. I'm gonna have to stop ranting so much. So you pull the feet down. Let's go ahead and put the landing gear up against the body, and then we're gonna. So the tail kind of comes down here. And then the wings do this thing, okay? They pop up like this. And that's going to rotate this entire section here around like that. And then we have the arms, which are collapsed behind him. And we're going to split them at the elbows. And then we're going to rotate the shoulders forward. And you have to make sure that this is out of the way. But you can get it. There we go. So we're going to rotate the shoulders forward. They just came like that. And then this goes back like this. And then you're going to put the arms down at the shoulders like this. Put the wings down like that. And then you just offset the nose cone like this. And then open up the cockpit. And we're gonna try and open up the cockpit. It might be easier to there. I can open up the cockpit that way, and that reveals the head. And so the head is actually partially obscured by the lower part of the cockpit, and then the back end of the tail just rotates up, and you can have it up like this, you can have it back like this. I usually have it back like this, but and oh, you make sure that the wing is behind the shoulders. But that is thrust. I would have bought an entire line of Seekers in this mold. If you had done him in Thundercracker colors, I would have bought him as Thundercracker. If you'd done him as Starscream colors, I would have bought him as Starscream. If they released this mold today as all the other Seekers, or as the Rainmakers, or as all of them, I'll buy them all. I'm a sucker that way. I love the Seekers, and this is such a different look for the Seekers. You know, you've got the nose cones sticking out of the chest like this. You've got the canopy over the face. You've got the really interesting body dynamics with the shoulders up and the head kind of down, but it works. Let's go to the super close and look at the details of this guy. So there you go. Look at the face. You know, you see the face behind that canopy? That is awesome. It looks great. The Decepticon logo to the side there, and just these side panels in general, these look great. This is where a designer took the Michael Bay style and actually made it look cool. You know, this is what Michael Bay should have been doing. But instead we got Starscream as an orangutan, or whatever the hell his robot mode was. He looked terrible. You know, yeah, we got Hulk Starscream. I'm not going to bother transforming this. It's crap. If we do a live stream about Michael Bay movie toys that suck, then this is at the top of the list. Thank you. So, more Dorito or you know, nacho. Oh, thank you. Yeah. You know, hydrating is good. So, yeah, I love thrust. Thrust, you are one of the diamonds in the rough from the movie era. So, yeah, love this toy. And they did a repaint the next year as Autobot Air Raid. And I'll show him. You know, again, I love this body design, but Air Raid was black and white and red. He was cool looking. This guy is brown and blue and green. And let's go to the super close for the face sculpt. He looks like he is in a permanent state of genuine surprise, not dull surprise. He's like so yeah, I'm just not, I mean, I like this toy, and I will buy this mold over and over again. You put it in obnoxious Gen 2 colors, I'll buy this mold again. But I'm not super excited about this color scheme. I feel like if they're doing Air Raid, I would have liked to have seen him as a black, white, and red jet. That would have been cool. And you know, I mean, this is fine. It's an Autobot, but I don't even remember what this guy's name is. Oh wait, it's Air Raid. Yeah. I've had a lot of this, and I'm starting to get stupid. I might be turning into... Wait for it. Wait for it. So anyway, yeah. let's talk about another guy. Before I get to my climactic finish, I want to point out this guy. This guy is Ransack. He is, I believe, from the Dark of the Moon line. And I'm going to show him on the super close. He is a little dude, and he's got oddly jointed legs, but he's worth looking at. So you see, he's kind of got this miner's helmet thing going, and he looks like a skeleton wearing a hat. And you know, his arms are bisected and spindly, and then he's got these creepy skeleton hands. And, you know, he's got the odd legs. But, boy, he's interesting looking. He is tremendously interesting looking. And, you know, you can kind of do a battle mode. So you put this forward. You keep his head up. And then you extend these wings here. And I guess that is, you know, it looks like it's a mechanically assisted flight mode. That's what the wiki article on him said. So, oh, Colleen, you're leaving. Aw, good night, Colleen. Here, this one's for Colleen. I'm gonna finish this off. We will miss you, Colleen. So yeah, he's got, it's almost a little bit Battleoid mode, almost, which, you know, any Transformer that gets Battleoid mode, it gets a thumbs up from me. So, you know, very, very interesting. Very, very interesting. A lot of character. His joints do kind of pop apart pretty easily, but nonetheless, he's awesome. But wait for it, because this is not the cool part. You thought that this was the cool part, but this is not the cool part. This is just the beginning. We're going to transform it. So, the arms rotate backwards, and then you can rotate the missiles forward, and we've got some guns on this arm, and they're going to rotate that way. And then let's just put the arms up for the moment, just like that, to get them out of the way. And then we're going to fold these flaps down, just like that. And then the bottom, so he's got these panels on his legs, and they need to collapse up over the top portions of the legs. And then we're going to fold we're going to fold this foot up and pivot it that way. And then we're going to take this foot and pivot it that way. And then we're going to put it all together like this. Okay, just like that. And then we're going to rotate it and put it up. And then you see where this is going? Okay. We lock that against the supports. We put the head down and it becomes an engine. And then the wing tips here connect there. And the wing tip here connects here. And then we can finish putting the arms in position by pegging them in. Just like that. And boom. Oh, wait, here. Not boom yet. There. Now it's boom. We can fix the landing gear a little bit. You know, just a little bit of finessing with the landing gear. And he is a biplane. He is a Transformer that turns into a biplane. I mean, like canvas wings and everything. Look at that. Look at that. That is all kinds of awesome. And no, he didn't appear in the movies because he's way too cool to appear in one of Michael Bay's stupid, moronic movies. Oh, I said the word, didn't I? Okay. That's some stuff. I still got a little bit left. Okay. So I didn't hit the whole thing. So, yeah. Look at that. Let's go to the super close. That's tasted like some kind of schnapps. I mean, not schnapps. Water. It was water. That's water. Anyway, look at the Decepticon symbols on the wings. Look at that. That is so cool. You know, the detail, and honestly, I don't know if this color is a paint deco or if the plastic is just yellowing, but in either case, it looks great. Look at the tail design. You know, look at the different colors on the wings. Look at the body design here. This looks great. The details on the engine. I mean, this is a tiny figure, but the details that they got on him are fantastic. And then you've got the little bombs here and the machine guns here. I mean, everything about this guy is just cool, covered in cool. He is like a cool sandwich with cool bread put in the freezer and made cooler. So, yeah, love this guy. They did do some a repaint of him in a red deco, but I have to say, you just can't beat this purple and sort of brownish color scheme with a little bit of gold accent. Everything about him is terrific. Fantastic design. Ruckus, you are a diamond in the rough of the Michael Bay Transformers. So, yes. Wreckage. So, we're getting to that point in the evening where you think, holy crap, you've been going for 2 hours and 20 minutes. When are you going to shut up? Well, the answer is not quite yet. I've got one more to talk about. This is the shining star, possibly of the entire movie line. Quite possibly one of the best versions of this character that we've ever seen, and there have been a lot. This is Revenge of the Fallen Optimus Prime.
Freedom is the right of all sentient beings.
His vehicle mode is nothing short of excellent. His paint deco looks great. He's got the clear headlights. Let's go ahead and go to the super close to get some of the details. So, you can see all the molded in detail, and it really does look good. The clear in the headlights is another nice touch. The rivets along the body panels look great. The paint looks great. And this time, there are no joints that really interrupt that pattern. I mean, he really... Everything that they did with the first version, they did better with this version. He's got the flames on top. He's got the flames on the door. His back end looks fantastic. There's just not a lot of visible seams. The windows look better in this one. And you can see the interlocking gears for the automorph stuff, and that only adds to the effect. He's got the mirrors that are molded into the clear plastic, and no, they're not painted silver, but it doesn't matter. It works. The door is molded into the side here. That works. He's got the back end that looks like a tractor trailer back end. It's got fenders. He's got nice tires. The only thing where this one is a little bit not as cool as the first is that it's got plastic wheels rather than rubber tires. But I have to say that, yes, they went a little bit cheaper on the manufacturing of the wheels, but the design is superb. Superb. And I guess as much as I love this truck mode, and it does look great, it really looks great, I've got to transform it into a robot. And I've had an awful lot to drink. So, we're going to see how this goes. As with any of these toys... Yeah, right! The first thing that you do is you just kind of separate some of the panels. You know, you go through and you just get the places, and notice how these places that interlocked didn't even look like seams before. That's how tight the tolerances are. The engineering on this is fantastic. The tooling is fantastic. They did an excellent job. I'm gonna pull these up, these fenders, and you know, you really do need to get a phrasing soundbite. And so let's go ahead and pull these down, and we're going to pull out these a little bit, and we're going to try and get these side panels to do something. So there's, yes, this pulls out here, and then we get that to release that way, and then we can swing these up out of the way, just like that. And then this guy is, I mean, the transformation that happens, just the transform that they came up with is mind-boggling. It's so well done. So, okay, so here's what's gonna happen. We've got the leg here like this. Look at that. Look at that. Look at the way that this front wheel is connected by this folding, extending thing, and then it collapses like that. That's amazing. Let's do it again on the other side. So, yeah, you take this down and you have this long leg piece. I mean, this is the entire length of the vehicle. And then this is going to collapse up against the side, and we're going to rotate the fenders backwards, so just like that. And then we pull the foot up, and then this part of the foot collapses against the bottom and clicks up like that. And then the bottom here of the foot, okay, this actually spreads like that. And then the bottom, or the front of the truck here, becomes the bottom of the foot. That's amazing! That is just amazing how that entire thing becomes a foot. And it becomes a good foot, too. So, you know, we're going to do it again. We flip this part of the foot forward. We flip this and connect it to the bottom. We split these parts, and then we fold this flat. That makes the legs. And those legs are already looking good. Now you want to finesse the wheels a little bit. Kind of tuck this wheel up underneath this wheel. Do the same thing on that side. So that looks great. And it's making noise. It's making noise. It made kind of a truck noise, which I guess is fitting because it's still sort of a truck. Now, what we're going to need to do is we're going to need to pull the arms out. And this is a little bit tricky. What we need to do is we need to get this sleeper part out of the way. And that is sometimes a little bit tricky because I believe that the arms are connected to it. So here's the trick. So we've got these hood panels here, and they need to open up, but they can't open up until you rotate these things, and you rotate that like that. And now that you've got those rotated, you can pull the hood panels back, and then you can do that and do that, and that reveals the arms. And you see how these little things here are part of the chest, but these are the forearms, and the arms kind of lock into them. It's really, really fidgety, and transforming it into truck mode, just that move right there, takes a long time to get right, because if you don't have everything else transformed just right, then that's not going to go. So we've got the arms released from the chest, and now this piece has to get out of the way. And this is a thing where you kind of start moving things apart in small increments, and then stuff kind of gets out of the way so that you can actually make the big moves that you need to make. So there, we're gonna pull these sides up, and now this sleeper compartment can fold back out of the way, and now this whole shoulder here swings up and connects against the top of the body. And we're going to do the same thing on this side. This shoulder here, you can see the chest pieces want to get in the way. So let's do it this way. Let's do that, and then snap that against the top, and then we'll put those back out of the way. And these, and now we need to deal with the shoulders. So I'm going to rotate the shoulder down and put the arms into a downward position, like that. We're going to flip up the Michael Bay jaggedy bits, and then, okay, you see this has a little joint here, a double joint, and we're just going to click it in like that, and we're going to do the same thing on this side. We're going to click it in like that, and now we're getting close. Believe it or not, this is close. So let's get these things out of the way. And that...
I am Optimus Prime.
And that sounds like Peter Cullen, which is pretty cool. And it's just going to keep doing that over and over again, which I think is why I took out the battery. But I put the battery in for the live stream, so you're welcome. So we're going to put the head up here, and now the chest pieces can rotate around. We're going to pull the smokestacks up, and then these, okay, so these little pieces tuck into the grooves in the front right here. And it's very fidgety, but you get that in there, okay, so that it's like that. And then we need to kind of, so this is one of those automorph things, and it kind of gets in the way. I'm going to try and do this. Maybe I shouldn't have put those things in yet. Let's try and do this instead. See, it's got this stuff which needs to get out of the way. It is really in the way. Let's... Oh my gosh, where does it go? Get out of the way, stupid! Gosh, why is it so stupid? I'm going to spread the arms out a little bit, try and make... Thank you, Optimus Prime, for telling me that you're Optimus Prime repeatedly. So this... Okay, there we go. There we go. And now this goes in the front like that, and we have this thing that now presses against there, and that flap goes down there. And so we're going to go ahead and fold this up against the shoulder there, like that, just like that, and you just press it down. And then this piece will snap itself in there, and now we've got most of a chest. Yes, we know that you're Optimus Prime, thank you. And we just push that down there, like that, and that's pretty close. And now, so this whole back end is going to swing forward, and you need to get the fenders out of the way so that it can pivot, and it's going to do one of these, and then this piece is going to engage with that trailer hitch, and it makes the transform noise, which is important. And then these things can go here, and you know, these things kind of go against the back here like this. And that goes somewhere. Okay, so there's a tab right here, and it goes to this little hole right there. So that goes like that. And then same thing on this side. We'll just go like that. And then these things can fold down and tuck in. And then these things, okay, these things are a little bit of back kibble, and I you know, there's not a lot to do with them, but they're also not a huge thing. There's a little peg right here, and there's a hole right here, so ideally you can get that to plug in, and it should hold itself in place. Should. And there we go. And there we go. And there we go. And yeah, they don't want to hold themselves in very well, but there you go. That gets the back kibble out of the way. And this... and these panels can slide backwards a little bit, and then these things can kind of go up. And then rotate the fists. And, you know, he's got these spring-loaded blade things, which shoot out if you hit these buttons right there. And then, oh, come on, flip out. Don't make me a liar. It's making me a liar. Let me, maybe this fender's in the way. There we go. Boy, Optimus Prime, you're making me look bad on camera. There we go. There we go. Okay, so now he is ready to cut the faces off of Decepticons, because that's what Optimus Prime does, at least movie Optimus Prime. This is him. And I have to say, this is amazing. This is absolutely amazing. The detail on this toy, that transformation sequence is insane. But yet it works, and it makes a figure that's got dynamic proportions and really looks like the movie. I mean, that movie is garbage, but this toy is utterly fantastic. It's got the light up bits, it's got the sound box, and yet it's not a big chunky design. It's got some back kibble, but not nearly as much as the other design, and you know, for the most part it's contained against it. It's not flopping around. And you know, I can get him into big cool poses where he's like, yeah, I'm gonna save people when I'm not cutting off Decepticons' faces, and you know, look at him. This really is Optimus Prime. In spite of the crap that Michael Bay has given us, this toy is nothing short of absolute engineering amazement. I love him. I love him, and as far as I'm concerned, this is still one of the greatest Optimus Prime's toys ever made. It is fantastic, and as much as I hate the Michael Bay movies, and oh, do I hate the Michael Bay movies, this toy right here almost makes it worthwhile. Almost. Not quite, but almost. So, I think that's it. I think that I have punished you for 2 hours and 40 minutes. These are the Transformers. And you know what? There are other designs that were good during that era. Most of them weren't characters that appeared in the movies. The movie designs really were just ugly, confusing, crappy, jaggedy, alien-looking things. And it's obvious that Michael Bay just doesn't understand why Transformers are cool. Because if he understood why Transformers are cool, he wouldn't have felt the need to change so much about them. And that's where, what was the Travis Knight? Is that the director of Bumblebee? Travis Knight. See, Travis Knight gets it. He obviously understands what it is that we're cool about Transformers, and that's what we got, particularly in the Cybertron scenes of Bumblebee. And that's what I hope we get more of. No more of this. We don't need this. We've been here, and we need to walk away and pretend like this never happened. So, nonetheless, this is awesome, and so let's see. Voyager class bludgeon from... Oh my gosh, Koji! Oh, you are so right. Okay, you know what? We're closing down this live stream, but maybe next week we'll pull out Voyager class bludgeon because he is amazing. He is absolutely awesome, and we should pull him out. I can't believe that. Actually, to be honest, I thought he was part of the Universe line. I forgot that he was part of the movie line. So nonetheless, at some point we need to talk about Bludgeon. Anyway, I'm gonna let everybody go for tonight. Thank you everyone for joining me tonight. I say this every week, but it's so true. And wait a minute here, there is a spider on the wall. He got away. Darn it. I really appreciate you guys tuning in. If you guys didn't tune in, if you guys stopped showing up, then I would just stop doing them, to be honest. Because, what's the point? So, have a great evening. Have a wonderful weekend. And thank you for being with me. I'm going to finish this shot. I need water. Thank you, everyone.